Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up Real Estate. It's Wednesday, August 30th. Hard to believe that Friday is September already. Ryan is, his feet might be wet. I saw a picture of down the street, and he could go swimming down the street. In his street, he could literally go swimming. But he's here today nonetheless. It's What's Working Wednesday, and we've got some cool stuff. Ryan's going to do some just some sharing of Facebook ads that are working right now to generate leads. But I'm going to start with what's not working because I got to get this off my chest to somebody. And all of you listening here, hopefully heed this warning. Verizon Business Wireless sucks. I have been, listen, I'm calling a spade a spade. They have been gouging me a ridiculous amount. And now that I've switched to T-Mobile Business, which the experience has been wonderful, T-Mobile Business, we would love to have you as a sponsor on Wake Up Real Estate.
I have them too. I've had them for like 6 years.
Listen, T-Mobile Business, hopefully you're listening. We'd love to have you as a sponsor. You can get a whole bunch of real estate agents on your business plan. Okay. I have been on the phone with Verizon Wireless. Well, I'll backtrack even farther. Last night, you would think a company like Verizon, that if you needed help at 8:15 Eastern, you could get someone on the phone. But no, when you call, no matter what prompt you hit, it just says, you've reached us after hours. Goodbye.
It's an AI.
You've reached us after hours. Goodbye. And now I've been on the phone since 8:10 this morning. I'm literally on hold right now, so we might get some entertainment if they actually pick up here, because I'm trying to unlock a phone that should have been unlocked months and actually years ago. It's a phone that we've paid off. We have free and clear. Anyway.
What's not working?
Yeah. So and that's what's not working. So check out T-Mobile Business. They've been great. I can hook you up with my guy, Malachi, who's my sales rep. He's been awesome. My Verizon, the two sales reps from Verizon, they're MIA. They don't do anything. They won't pick up or do anything. And I'm glad I'm not the only one. Mark and Daphne agree. I'm sorry. Normally, we try to be uplifting and encouraging. I had a little bit of breathing fire there for a minute. But we're going to pivot because it's What's Working Wednesday, not just what's not working. And Ryan, I think, has teed up for us just some, I think, for nothing else, some for inspiration. And somewhere laced in that, I'm going to share something. We keep referring to him, but I want to give credit where credit is due. I want to refer back to something. I was listening to another Dean Jackson podcast yesterday. We talked about him on yesterday's show. If you missed yesterday's show, there were some great scripts. There was Texting Tuesday. There was great email and text scripts. I have several folks engaging and in conversation from them. And but this is this is more of a formula for changing your perspective on generating leads from ads like what Ryan is going to share. And he calls it Rev Pup, but I'm going to call it Rev Pull. And I'll explain what that means and what I'm talking about after we start checking out some leads and getting some idea of how many leads these ads are generating, etc. So Ryan?
Yeah, we haven't taken a look at Facebook on the show in a long time, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And more than a month or two. And I just thought it would be cool to run through some campaigns that are in our accounts, Josh, and some other accounts that we have access to, just to give people some creatives and some ideas. There's nothing that's going to be mind-blowing here. Actually, before we do that, up on the screen, Josh, this is another double tap mail transaction campaign.
Oh, yeah.
9 scans. I just happen to have that open. So 9 scans.
9 out of how many sends?
244, and it's a pretty, from what I gather, pretty bougie or luxe neighborhood. So that's not bad.
That's still 3%, right? It's more than 3%. It's close to 4%.
It's still good. It's still good, especially since the offer is like, engaging over the value of the house and selling a house and things like that.
Yep.
So that's still working good. You can check out the training on that on Wake Up Real Estate. I have a bunch of tabs open here. I'm just going to run through some of these ads just to give you guys some inspiration, some ideas. If you have thoughts, go ahead and comment below. So the one ad that's been working consistently, probably for like the last quarter, like the last 3 months, is just the company Carousel ad. And this is all we're running at Forever Florida now. And all it does is it takes all the listings that the company has and it runs them in a carousel based on the feed from the office. Ernest helped me set this up, Ernest Enriquez. But it kind of runs, and bear with me here. I'm going to have to kind of try to make these look big, but you can see it's carouseling all the listings at the property, at the company. And it just runs automatically. I have not touched it since we launched it, and it has generated 255 leads in the last 30 days, 255 leads at $294 a piece, and generated 995 leads at $262 a piece.
Okay, so this is because this one probably has the biggest numbers that we're going to look at. I want to because I'll probably do this several times so folks can get the idea here. So Dean Jackson, he calls it Rev Pup, revenue per unconverted prospect. I'm going to call it Rev Pull, revenue per unconverted lead. Tomato. I like pull versus pup, whatever. And we've said this a lot as well. If you get 1 out of 100, okay, if you get 1 out of 100 to turn into a client, a commission check for you in a 12-month window, okay, 1 out of 100 in a 12-month window, that's a massive win. And I'll prove it to you with math. So Ryan, those
were 270 a piece or something.
Okay, but all right, so that's relevant. That's relevant. We'll need that information, and we'll probably round up just for ease. But what would be a typical commission amount if you were to sell one of those listings?
Yeah, so 400,000 times 2%. Say 8,000 after company split.
Okay. All right. So, and I want to be conservative here. So we're going to say 8,000, which is really 2% of 400,000, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So 8,000 is your potential commission for every one transaction generated through this funnel. And Ryan, I think you said all time 1,000 leads.
Right about 1,000. It was like 993.
So just for easy numbers. So 1,000 leads, and let's say they cost $3. They were at $270. Let's say they cost $3.
So we're $3,000.
So so $3,000 total. For $3,000 total, we've added 1,000 people to the database. If we get a 1% pull through, that's 10 transactions. 10 times 8,000 is what?
80,000.
80,000. So what you're telling me is for every $3 I put into an ATM machine or into a whatever machine, it's going to spit $80 back at me. I put in 3, I get 80. I put in 3, I get 80.
And if you only did 0.5%, you get back 40.
If you did 0.25%, you'd get back 20.
Yeah.
All of which is incredible ROI. But you have to be patient, and you got to do the follow-up work. You have to do the things that we share on Tuesdays. You have to send the weekly email newsletter that we send every Friday. You've got to follow up and follow through. You've got to get appointments. You've got to do the work, do the work. But like the numbers are stacked in your favor. Okay. We just did math on how you can turn $3 into $20, into $40, into $80. What if you got 2 out of 100? That means every $3 you put in would be $160.
Exactly.
I'm trying to do this math to get your perspective, to regain perspective on, what this, how big the opportunity is in this business. Go ahead, Ryan. Sorry.
I was trying to, this isn't working well for me. The KV Core source tracking here. I was trying to gauge how many of these are responding to the initial text. And we have kind of like an ISA, like a guy who kind of works these, and I've been told they're happy with the results. But even if, we're getting about 10 to 15% usually of these on the low end to just reply back and talk. But I think the bigger thing about Facebook ads in particular, the way we're doing these lead forms and this kind of a campaign is you're filling your database very affordably with contacts that you can send the texting scripts to. You got to keep it full. And if you go to Google or you go to like Zillow or something, you're going to pay a lot more for the contact info.
Well, definitely Zillow. Definitely Zillow. A lot more. Right. And so here's if you get this, you really get this. Facebook is interruption style marketing. Okay. It's not intent-based marketing. There's good and bad with that. The bad part, which a lot of people focus on, is the fact that with interruption style marketing, generally speaking, the incubation period is longer.
Yeah.
Okay. The good news is, because of that, if you actually do the things that we talk about here, when their intent goes up and they become ready, willing, and able, if you've done your job, they won't even look for another agent. They will just let you know, we're ready. Can you help? Okay. So, and the trick is, if you've got good automated follow-up and you're doing manual follow-up, you can still sift and sort out, generally speaking, 0.5 to 1% that are ready, willing, and able right now.
Yeah.
Right now. Anyway,
I built this years ago. This return
I forgot about this.
Yeah, it's a return on lead generation calculator, and some of these numbers might be off. And it was based on some KV Core products, but the idea of this form was to show that if you do the extra stuff on the follow-up front, you're going to increase your conversion ratio and your ROI is going to go up, basically. Right. But yeah, the ROI is great in this business. It's just, most people will run these campaigns for a month. They won't do any deals and then they'll turn them off, and that's it. Didn't work. All right, so that's the Carousel campaign. Let's breeze through some other ones. So that's just very simple. If you have an office with a lot of listings, you're going to want to do that. This is downsizing in Delaware County. I think Andrew's running this on his own, but I was running it as a test with him about a month ago alongside our Google campaign. So this is just thinking about downsizing in Delaware County, Ohio. Here's a complete current list of one-story properties for sale. I use their video generator thing here, Facebook's, to just kind of do a screenshot of the list and then the scrolling deal right there. Those were
the cost per lead there.
Yeah, so the cost per lead on those were $298, and I only got 17. He's running his own campaign. I think he told me they're in like the 250 range. Andrew, if you happen to be watching. So again, good cost per lead.
I've never really gotten the little built-in video thing to work all that well in Central PA.
Well,
for whatever reason.
Yeah, it used to work really good. Then I couldn't get it to work for a while, so I tested it again, and it worked. It worked okay.
Yeah.
You might have to play with it, but yeah, static images seem to work just fine too. For the creative, but so guys, just if you're thinking about running Facebook ads, just the purpose of showing you this is you can pretty much copy this in your market and expect to get a similar roundabout result, right?
And I'll plug a platform that I've had access to for years now and been recommending for years. Street Text. It's not cheap. Okay. But the platform is wonderful and they make it extremely easy to launch new ads. I mean extremely easy, because if you go in yourself and you don't have experience with the Ads Manager dashboard, even if you do have experience like we do, sometimes we get stuck because
it's easy to screw up.
So Street Text, if you go to growwithjosh.com/ST, growwithjosh.com/ST, you can get a free trial. You can play around with it. And here's a little hack. Actually, I'm not going to publicly say this. If you want a little hack, go ahead and message me, shoot me a text or email or private message me, and I'll share a little hack that can help you maybe save some money until you've built up some reserves. Okay, I'll tease it that way.
Cool. Ran this in Miami for about a month or two. Miami new construction and pre-construction condos for sale. The pre-construction and the browse units and floor plans, building by building. This agent happened to have floor plans for a bunch of projects, which if you can put together a page on your website and gather together some builder resources, it could be a better way to do this niche. But this performed really well. I think it was in the $2 range right here. And I think I had an ad with Messi that I'm remembering now. I wanted to have a live closer to Leo, to Messi as he was coming to Miami. And I never pushed it live. So I'm being reminded now that I need to finish that idea.
And he looks like an adult playing with middle school kids.
I know. Yeah. It's amazing. That goal the other night was one of the best goals I've ever seen anywhere. I like that team goal, the last goal.
Yeah.
So yeah, what did this do? This did, I gotta set the maximum. So yeah, it didn't spend a ton, but it was getting $2.66 a lead. And that was about a month ago. Oh, and what we were doing, just interestingly, guys, this was running to Argentinians in Argentina. That was what was unique here. So just remember, we're not limited to this country. And if you're in an area where investors are coming, or people moving, from out of the country, I ran into English speakers in Argentina, which was interesting. And then I was able to, do some high net worth interests and things like that.
Yeah.
Because some of the housing compliance stuff doesn't apply.
Yep.
What do we got here? Oh, this is Lots&Land. This absolutely killed it. So I turned it off. I was running it for Andre, and I wasn't talking to him, so I turned it off. But this generated a lot of leads and conversations. It's basically just see a complete current list of Lots&Land for sale in St. Pete and nearby beach areas. 75 listings priced from the 90Ks up to 5 million. So specificity on the price range, and a picture of the map right there. Looks like I actually had multiple images. What was I doing here? Let me get the preview. I might have had multiple. Oh no, the image was just wide in that view, and it just kind of like cut off. But yeah, Lots&Land. If you want to get contacts into your database quick, and you want to get kind of that investor crowd or people already own a home, it's a different kind of opt-in in a lot of cases. The person opting in, right? It might not be that first-time buyer or that person who's currently running. It might be somebody who's got they might be more qualified in general to do something real estate related.
Yep.
This is similar. Now, this isn't working so well yet, Josh. I'm running this for a gentleman in your market. See a complete current list of homes for sale with 1+ acres on the West Shore. We've only generated 2 or 3 leads, and they're like 15 each. I'm speculating, Josh. I don't know if you've seen this, and I have a little typo. It says from 325K, and I'm starting to notice that as the prices get higher, and I put higher prices in the numbers, those ads seem to not perform as well.
Okay.
Because those higher price ranges are less universal, probably. Then again, the people who opt in, there's something to be said for the creative in the ad, kind of dictating that the person, you're kind of pre-screening people in a way, right?
Right.
Because I'm not going to opt into this unless I'm in that price range. I got a tiny mistake there. See, I said 325K that could explain the underperformance. Let's see.
Little things. So one takeaway here is the image or the video that you use, generally speaking, has as long as the copy is sort of following best practices, and by copy I mean the text and what you're offering, is interesting and compelling, right? So like search all homes available in blank area, not that interesting, right? But if it's a niche property list, okay, and it's worded, we have kind of and Mike, maybe you can dig this up. We have like a Facebook ad cheat sheet with a couple of different formulas for how to present the niche offers. Maybe we can add that to the members area, the free members area at wakeup.realestate. Create a free account there. Where was I going with that? Oh, as long as that all matches up, the thing that will have the most dramatic impact on your cost per lead, without question, is the image or video if it's a video. Keeping everything, all things being equal, you can change an image and see like a drastic difference, good or bad, a drastic difference in cost per lead. A different image can take a cost per lead from 6 to 2 or from 3 to 10, and so The other negative about this, ads on this platform and interruption style is it's harder to come up with evergreen campaigns. However, Ryan's the first one he showed is because the listings are being updated on an ongoing basis. So that does make it more evergreen, and that does explain why Ryan literally has not had to touch that one. And it's 1,000 leads, or just under 1,000 leads that they've added to their KV core for Forever Florida Real Estate down there in Tampa, St. Pete area.
Yep. I was just changing the image, but I changed the wrong one. Oops.
Yeah. Okay. Did you have any others that you want to share? Because I know you have a hard out at 11, and there is a comment that I want to get to, and maybe
just really quick. Starter homes always works really well if you're looking for first-time buyers.
Yep.
And then no, I just was going to mention that you seem to be running some for specific listings. Is that correct?
Oh, specific listings, absolutely is one that, now again, that's not evergreen. Right? If you're running a campaign for a specific listing of yours, either you personally or one that you've borrowed, that is not evergreen. However, they work really well, and is it's kind of like digital door knocking. And the people that respond to that are either interested buyers or interested sellers in the neighborhood, or both, right? So those, you'll get a very low cost per lead. We have a protocol for how we do those, and a simple, short, automated follow-up to sift and sort out, the ones that are just looky-loo curious versus the ones that may be interested. And quite honestly, it's a just listed postcard on the internet. I mean, that's really all it is.
Yeah. To sum up, it's kind of like the property boost idea, but it's also something you're going to want to put in your listing presentations and tell your seller you did anyway. You should be doing it. So, and you can pick up some contacts in the process. So, ads that have lists of properties, niche focused lists of properties. We showed you some of those. Carousels of listings for your whole company, or one-off company listings. Those two categories tend to do really well. Josh, we didn't show any like unique content ads. We'll have to do that in another session where you're like, hey, download my free guide about XYZ. But we'll
and home value or similar seller leads.
Yeah.
And Shane asked that. So I haven't run any in a while. I am going to be running a new one. And I've got it synced up with iList. We talked with Joe last Thursday. 2 Fridays ago, I shared how I'm using iList with existing seller leads in my database. And now that I have a process that has proven to be profitable, I'm going to pour gasoline on it with Google pay-per-click ads for home value folks in my market, and then also Facebook and Instagram. We'll share those. I'll hopefully have that up and running for next week, and we can share that. Now, Brendan brings up a point here, an interesting one. Is everyone aware about the texting law changes taking effect tomorrow? And so, Ryan, maybe we should chat more about that tomorrow. But for those who want to know, you just had to do this with our mortgage CRM to make it compliant.
Yeah, your CRM is probably going to force you to do it. I wonder if KV Core is doing it. I haven't noticed that they are.
It's bizarre. I haven't seen anything on that. Have I not gotten that? Maybe because I have a smart number that is already registered?
Yeah, or it could be you're registered through an overarching, they registered for you, but I didn't know they could still do that.
If you're doing, I'll call it broadcast texting or bulk texting with your CRM, you should get with them to make sure that you don't need to do anything. Basically, you have to, as I'm reading it here, if you've got a phone number through Twilio, as of tomorrow, at the end of the day tomorrow, if it's an unregistered number, it will get blocked. In other words, it won't, the text won't go through. To register it, it has to be registered with a social security number or an EIN number, right, Ryan? I mean, that's essentially, there are other pieces to it, but you have to like, essentially, they're trying to protect consumers from spam and junk texting. And though it is a pain for us to make sure that we are compliant. It is also opportunity because plenty of folks won't do it. And so the channel becomes less noisy, just like the mailbox at your house is less noisy than it was 10 years ago because fewer and fewer people are using direct mail. The same applies here. And so it's a pain, but it's opportunity. And if you just look up, I just Googled texting law changes 2023, and you'll see what we're talking about. And again, we use Go High Level, or a version of Go High Level, and Ryan had to do the work to make it, our number registered, or numbers registered, so we can do that. It's work worth doing. Check with your CRM to make sure that you've done the appropriate work. And some of yours, you may have already had to do that, like when you got the CRM, like they may have already done some of that for you. So maybe you haven't seen anything because you're already good. It's already cleared and good to go.
Yeah, and they're telling me it didn't work. That's a pain in the butt. All right.
Oh, great. Fun times.
All right.
Anyway, that's it for today. Tomorrow's Tech Tip Thursday. I've got some tech tips, and we'll maybe do a double tap on the texting thing if you're able to figure that out, and I'll see some other examples of what that means and how you can make sure that you're compliant. I'll do the appropriate work there. No show on Friday. It's a holiday weekend. No show on Monday because that's the actual holiday. But we have tomorrow, and then we'll be back on Tuesday. Thank you for folks. While we were here, we had a new member register and request help with a mortgage. I think they were looking for a refi. And so if you go to wakeup.realestate, you'll see on there, on pretty much every page, if you yourself or you have a client who is looking for financing options, refi, non-QM, government sponsored, whatever, we have access to any and everything. We have access to over 200 wholesale lenders and over 4,000 private and hard money creative lenders as well. And we'd be happy to help and put together some options and some programs and see what is the best fit given the situation. So you can use that, create your free account, wakeup.realestate, and check it out. The form that Ryan has on there will forward to us, and somebody, Jordan or Dana or maybe Ryan or I, will be in touch to help just as soon as we see that. So hope
Thanks,
you
guys.
all make it a great day. If you're in Florida, stay dry and stay safe. And
Georgia,
we'll see
too.
you tomorrow at the same time.
Yeah. See you guys.
Actually, not the same time. At 11. We're
11.
back to our normal time.
All right.